Episode 29. We're here. We're starting off strong. We've got the pup in the back causing a ruckus. Doesn't know where to go because we've created a ninja warrior like. Oh, there she goes.
Obstacle.
She just made it through the obstacle course.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
You a slippery baby, aren't ya? Oh. Kirsten got a Furbo. She got a Furbo for her mom, but they didn't end up using it.
Yeah, she wants to use it. But
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't yet used it, so Kirsten asked for it back. And really using that privilege. I don't even think our dog likes it.
No, she hates it.
I don't like it.
I love it. It's so great. It's like,
Say what it is. Tell them what it is.
The Furbo, it's a camera. You can spy on your dog while you're out and about. There's an option to talk to the dog. Like you can click on the little microphone and be like, peep. And then the dog is like, what?
Yeah.
And then you can fling treats.
She's like, I miss you so much.
Yeah, so you don't like it because...
Oh,
she's just going to let her... You don't like it because you get sad, like leaving her and you feel bad.
really
like,
sad.
Yeah, but the thing, like, I know that it doesn't bother me. Like, we'll be back, whatever. And so it's fun to watch Jude just sit on the couch and look outside. And obviously, this is a temporary fixture. Obviously, we're all still quarantined, living with another person. I'm not going to... It'll go away when things go back to normal because I'm not going to be creeping on people. But definitely keeping it in the room. And it's fun because on the weekends, I sleep till like 11 and then you don't. So... I just pop it open and I look at you sitting on the coffee table playing video games and like getting into it, and Jude's sitting there, and yeah, it's really funny. It's very funny.
And then you throw treats at me, and that's how I know that you've been
I'm watching
me.
And we just figured out though, we look at the light on there. If it's shining blue, that means that someone's watching. And I didn't even realize this until my mom mentioned it. I think it was yesterday. Jude, like the bark alert thing went on. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, yeah, I just got that. So she can open it, too, and look.
Yeah, I know. That added to my discomfort. Not that I feel like you or your mom are just creeping,
Lurking.
but just knowing that that's like
an
something
option somebody
could do, yeah.
Oh, you can easily download the app on your phone, too, and be able to watch.
I don't have that interest, yeah.
Oh.
No.
It's not like, sleeping in and being able to pull it up and be like, oh, look, there's Eli playing games.
Yeah. I just wouldn't use it because, like you said, it makes me sad looking at Jude. Of course, we're coming back.
I like the bark alert.
Know.
That's nice. It's good to know because, like, if your dog's barking, you pull it up and what is it? Is it the mailman? Someone breaking into my home? You know what I mean? It's like a home security system. If you have a dog that barks at people, like, yeah.
Yeah. There's a benefit. I'm not trashing it. Obviously, it's a good idea and works for a lot of people. It just makes me sad.
Yeah, that's fine.
And it's
fine.
creepy. That's okay.
Better than setting it up in the bathroom like I was joking about.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot that you said that. Yes.
That was a joke, though. Like, hey, we could hang out while you're pooping or something.
Yeah. Yep.
I like the Furbo. I think it's cool. Now that we've got it set up and working, and I've been opening that app a lot. Like when we were getting cheeseburgers the other day. Is that yesterday? No.
Yes.
Well, yesterday and I think like last week. And Kyle, I was like, oh, say hi to Pim. And he was up here and just hanging out with her. And
we went to Walgreens and to Metro PCS.
Yeah. Yep.
I don't think we got burgers that time.
We absolutely did.
Yeah, we did.
Of course we did.
Burgers every time.
If we're in that area, we might as well.
Yeah. That's true. It's like funny. Gold.
Evil, greasy gold.
No, it's not evil and greasy. It's delicious.
Very greasy. So good.
Hopefully we get sponsored by Five Guys because from two people who ate a vegan diet for a long time, Five Guys burgers really delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you, Five Guys burgers.
So good.
Yeah.
Sponsor us.
please.
Give us
And the
Five
Cajun
Guys
fries
for
were
free.
nice.
Those are pretty good. Yeah,
They were
they're
nice.
easier to eat almost. It's like because they have a little bit of a flavor to
Yeah.
them.
They don't need the salt in the extreme way, like the normal ones do. But yeah, that was really good. Furbo's fun. I don't like it, but where did those treats come from that are in it? Because even Jude is like, I'm not sure about these treats.
It could have. I mean, my mom hasn't even pulled out the Furbo. I mean, I think she like looked at it or something. Brian didn't like the idea of it, so they never really set it up anywhere. It could be when I gave it to her. I don't think we put any food in it or any treats or anything. So we don't have any small treats. I think that is either dog food that my mom gives them,
That makes
or
sense.
it could be
Cat food.
definitely not cat food. Definitely dog food. But if it's the same stuff that they feed their dogs that we gave Jude recently that made her feel sick, then she probably doesn't really have much of an interest.
It's not the same. It doesn't look like that. So I don't know if they're supposed to be treats or it's just
It's
kibble
just dog
that's
food.
different.
Yeah,
but,
it's dog food.
They have a very specific look. The food that the Merrick brand.
Yeah.
They're like much smaller.
Oh, yeah.
Little. But
I don't know then. Maybe is that the same size as like her dog food?
kind of.
Could
yeah.
it be her dog food?
It's not though. It looks like it has spots in it. And her dog food's just plain brown.
They don't give their dogs like treats. They don't have dog treats. So
Yeah, I don't know what. That's a mystery.
yeah. Well, she doesn't want to eat them anyway, so it's fine.
She sees right past it.
We need to get something that she really likes to put in there though, because that would be
Peanut
really
butter.
fun. You can't launch peanut butter.
That would be cool if you could.
I like the
Frozen
noise it makes.
peanut butter. Yeah, I don't know if she does, but that's okay. Yeah, she's a good girl.
Yeah.
And she's down here.
I was talking about cheeseburgers. We were talking about cheeseburgers. Still very delicious. And I would probably eat cheeseburgers all the time. But sushi.
Yeah.
Sushi.
Yeah, that was good today.
That was very good.
That was
I
good.
feel like I'm getting sleepy.
Me too. I literally, you said,
my eyeballs were like,
wow. Yeah, you were like, I know cheeseburgers are good all the time. And then
sleepy.
you said the word sushi and my eyes were like,
Exactly.
wow. Yes, we did just eat a lot
Yeah.
of sushi.
And the thing about sushi is like there's like the little sushi shops. I remember Courtney was telling me about one in Louisville that they've got like cheap Tuesday sushi. So it's like $1 for a piece of sushi or whatever, and it only makes sense, to get it when it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, the only good sushi place around here, at least that we've tried and are aware of, if we were to get like how much we would probably normally eat in one sitting, it's like $70. But then you can get 100 pieces for $100, and we can eat, I would say, just over like a half, even 3/4 of it. We can put down in like one sitting.
Probably 75 pieces.
75%. Yeah. And so like it's worth it to save some, you know what I mean? And it's okay that we don't eat it all at once and that it's a little more expensive, but cost wise, like you get so much more.
Yeah. They send it back with like, I don't know, 6 sets of chopsticks.
Yeah.
They think that we're feeding a party.
Like 6 people.
Like,
yeah.
Actually, it's just gonna be
just 2
Kirsten
of
and
us.
I will
Maybe
sit
Kyle.
down on the couch, turn on Step Brothers, and eat until we can't breathe anymore.
Yes.
Take a little break and come back to it.
Tomorrow we will. That's all I've had today, though. I was fully prepared to eat a lot of sushi. It's been on my mind. I was watching Bob's Burgers when I was doing cardio, and the fish odor guy said something about, I was just eating sushi or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, sushi. And then I was watching American Horror Story. I've been going through the old seasons. And then today, one of the characters was like, sushi. And I was like, oh, gosh. It's a sign. Yeah, I need to have sushi.
Indeed.
And yeah, it just sounded really good. And so we did it. Might even eat more tonight. Who knows? That's all I've had today. And it was so good.
It was really good. And we ate a lot of it, but
We
even
put
if
in
you eat a lot of it, it's still probably less calories than having like
cheeseburger.
Chipotle with all the
Cheeseburger.
rice and well, I guess it is still a lot. Oh.
It's not the
Yeah,
worst.
it's not much rice though,
No.
really. But yeah,
What was I just going to say?
delicious. I don't know, but I was
Oh,
just
yeah.
thinking we should get some of those string lights and put them behind us. That
Ooh.
would be cool.
Yeah, like the Christmas lights.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can get some. I was gonna say the sushi is really good. Sometimes there are certain pieces, like the one that was topped like with the orange.
Mm-hmm.
The ones right next to it. They sent them last time. They had like the noodly things over the top.
Yes.
I don't know what is in there exactly, but I feel
idea.
like I'm slightly allergic to some sort of raw fish where my mouth kind of swells up a little bit.
Oh.
Not a ton, and not anything like that would harm me or whatever. But I notice sometimes when I eat certain sushi that I can feel like a tingly kind of swollen, like on the top of my, like the roof of my mouth. And that one was doing that to me a little bit.
Well, surprise, surprise.
But it's
I'm
not
sorry, B.
obviously, no, I mean, I'll still eat it. I power
we
through so
will.
much of that, you know?
And we leave those like super special ones for last. Outside of the what is it called? Is that sashimi? Like the raw stuff? Raw
Lady Gaga.
raw
5'2".
sushi raw. Nice. I'm 5'2", man.
Is she really that short?
I mean, that's the name of her documentary.
Wouldn't have guessed it. But yeah, the sushi were real good. I'm so excited to eat
Is
the rest
that
of that sometime.
sashimi? The
Oh,
fresh,
like
fresh,
the raw.
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 Yeah,
Shit,
what would you
baby.
call that? Is it nigiri?
Oh, nice.
Is that what they call
Yeah,
it?
I think you're right.
I
That
don't
sounds right.
probably pronouncing that wrong,
That
but
sounds right.
see, I'm not a huge fan of that. I feel like I don't ever get enough soy sauce on that to really make it and like, ooh, this is good. And
Make it tasty.
they put big pieces of raw fish over those little clumps of rice
They
today.
really
I
did
was really
today.
struggling because like I could fit most of it in my mouth,
Mhm.
but then there's just a little bit of raw fish hanging out, and I'm like,
the one that I had, and I mean we have a lot of those style left, but yeah, the one that I had was like, I don't know. It was like swallowing a loogie or something. I don't mean to be real gross.
But see, that's what I'm saying is like if I could cut it in half or even trim down some of the fish on there and plop it on top of another piece of sushi, that'd be good.
Yeah.
And those ones, the thing is, I wish we could limit it a little more and do more of the normal sushi, but I know that is priced higher. So it's like, I'm going to pay $100 for 100 pieces of sushi. You're going to give me the expensive stuff too, and I'm going to like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I would still like if we could have chicken
Just
tempura instead or
Yeah,
something.
that's fine.
More
That's fair.
fried. More
Fried.
cream cheese.
That's
rolls.
hilarious.
But
Yeah.
yeah.
I always eat
mean,
those first though, because I know that I don't love them. So it's like, get it out of the way. And again, normally it's easier to eat, but today they were big pieces of raw fish. Big.
Which is cool. Maybe they just have less business, and since it's raw fish, the shelf life's probably not so great. So they're
Yeah.
like, well, we
I
should
wonder,
give bigger chunks away.
do you think that dude pocketed the 20 tip we gave? Do you think he just like,
Probably not.
oh,
No.
that's, I can't say I would have done that, but that thought crossed my mind. Like, I wonder if he just like,
They might have a system for it
probably, of
where,
course.
yeah, the chefs probably get a % of a tip.
I'd hope
but-
so, because they probably put in a lot of work making all that sushi. 30 minutes.
Yeah, definitely more of the work than
I've
the
tried
person
making.
who carried it to us.
I've made sushi in the past. We had a friend in high school that had like all the sushi stuff, and I remember doing that like once, maybe twice.
I wouldn't even trust that.
Like homemade sushi.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think it was like the imitation crab stuff,
Already out.
rice. That might have been it, honestly. Just like rolling a seaweed. Like you get the seaweed, you put down the rice, you like, and then they've got like those little, like the mats, and you put the stuff that you want in there and you just roll it up.
Yep. Still, that's okay.
It's fun. I was thinking about that earlier, like the amount that we spend on sushi to go. Like if we could make our own sushi, but I used to.
Some of the stuff, like some of the rolls that we like, are pretty simple.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Fried chicken.
Yeah.
We'll
Let's
get the
just go to
rice, get the
Chick-fil-A.
seaweed. I was just thinking, get some Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets, put them in there, roll it up.
We'll just
Pew!
skip everything else and just get Chick-fil-A.
What was I gonna say? There was something sushi.
I ate a couple of big servings of wasabi during tonight's
Did you?
sushi eating. Yeah, like on accident, where everything would be down, and then like the last bit in my mouth was the ball of wasabi. Yeah, so I was just breathing hot air out of my nose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good though. I like it with the ginger.
I don't really like wasabi. I'll put the ginger on sometimes, but
almost every bite, but especially the nigiri. I will wasabi.
That makes sense. Maybe some ginger on that would be good. I haven't done that. But you've come a long way too. Like one of the first times we got the sushi, which was a note that I wrote down, we probably spend upwards of almost $1,000 a year on sushi, which is very funny.
Really?
I mean, think about it. If we get a tray of sushi at least every other month, that's like $600-$700, with a tip outside of the first time when I didn't tip them. It was pickup. Just to clarify, everyone.
That's a crazy thought. Yeah. We should stop eating sushi.
We probably should, but it's okay. But I mean, we're quarantined. It's like our date night. We got all dressed up and fancy. Not you. I'm talking about myself, and I changed.
Yeah.
So, but
I've been wearing unfortunately, years and years and years down the line, finally this thing is starting to fade, where the design is chipping. And I really tried to preserve this piece of history, but
really,
this is from Washington, D.C.
When did you go to Washington, D.C.?
In 1997.
What?
January 20th, 1997. This was an inauguration, 53rd presidential inauguration. Bill Clinton and
That's funny.
Al Gore. That's right, Al Gore. Yeah. I was there with my dad and brothers.
Fun.
Yeah.
I remember I wore that once around my mom.
I actually don't know if I was actually at that thing. We were in D.C., but maybe my dad went and just got the sweatshirts, but that's okay. It's from 1997. That is 13 years of sweatshirt still on my body.
97, 13, isn't it? Is it 2020? So 23 years, right?
Babe.
Wait. 2000.
No, you're right. Wow, you are right.
Oh, wow. That's a first.
Oh, I'm so disappointed in myself. I was going to be disappointed in you, and now I'm disappointed in myself.
Wow, you were off by a whole 10 years.
Whole 10 years.
That's
Look at
crazy.
Me.
You had me
well,
thinking that I was wrong about the year because I'm so bad at math that I was like, what?
I was
it's
convinced
2020,
you were
right?
wrong. Yeah, sorry, Kirsten, and sorry, everyone else.
It's documented, too.
Yep.
I did the math right for the first time.
I'll cut it out.
Do that.
This is a 23-year-old sweatshirt.
Wow,
and
that's
it's
crazy.
been living. It's been living somehow.
I like that one. I like the colors on that one. I like wearing it.
I like the little patches on the upper arms.
It's cool. Good job, President.
From the 90s, but it doesn't it's not killing you with the 90s aspect.
Right.
But, yeah. Anyway, I felt like today was a good day to put on the hoodie.
Nice. I've worn it a couple of times. Like I said, I wore it around my mom once, and she was like, "Is that a George Bush? Was that right? Bill Clinton?" She's like, "Is that a Bill Clinton sweatshirt or whatever?" It's like, "It's Eli's, not mine."
Yeah. Bill Clinton's cool, man.
Is he?
Yep.
Monica Lewinsky.
Sure. But yeah, I also thought Doug was going to be here today.
Yeah.
We might have Doug on. I'll say no more, but we may have Doug on soon. So
Doug on.
Doug on.
Doug
on
trio.
it. Doug on it. We'll have Doug on it soon. But
Pokemon.
Pokemon Catch them all. No, babe, stop. Stop. Wow, that's awesome. We talk about this. We talk about this already.
Yeah. And that's the thing is I lead the conversations and I know what I wrote.
Nice.
I know what I wrote.
Still on quarantine, lockdown.
Yeah, we are still locked down.
Say no more.
But I went out and got sushi. It was actually really cool. The sushi place, they had the like little table set up right at the door so you can't get in. Guys wearing the masks and whatnot.
Yep.
That's
Walk it out to you. Pass it off.
And people running outdoors because they don't have home gyms. There's a lot of cars on the road, though, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, where are you people going? They're all hanging out with their friends and spreading the virus.
I feel like there are less and less, but still.
No, there are specific days. I feel like on the weekend, there's been much more traffic. On the weekdays, like if I run out to go to the grocery store or whatever, I just assume that that's what everyone else is doing or should be doing. But I feel like there's way too many people on the road still. And like the other day, it was like a work day. I was walking Jude and there was like no one outside. There was like no traffic at all. It was very creepy. And it was more of like a cold day, not so much sunny or anything. Maybe that had something to do with it. Because I mean, if all these people are locked down, you got to think about that too. I'm sure a good handful of people right now are laid off or don't have jobs. So they have nothing better to do than to go out and walk around or whatever. But there are some
walking around money.
There are some days where it's very quiet in the neighborhood, and then others like today when like everyone and their grandmas and their grandma's dogs and their children and their children's babies and nephews, everyone's out walking around.
So were we walking around with the pup?
Well, you did, I didn't.
Yeah, that's true. We walked around to get sushi.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, it was good.
Taco Bell.
I didn't see many people out there this morning.
Yeah.
But I usually don't, in all fairness. It's like 7:30 when I'm walking her.
Mm-hmm.
So
pretty quiet.
Yeah. Not many people are up yet.
Long drive-through lines too. Panda Express, Chick-fil-A.
Yep.
There was even people waiting at the sushi place, which was, I mean, sometimes popping when we go there, but
they won't allow you to go inside. So yeah. Maybe somebody showed up thinking they could walk in and order something, and then they're chilling. Yeah.
I'm just saying there's long lines at all the drive-through places. You know what sounds really good are those cinnamon delights from Taco Bell.
I know.
I could eat like 10 of those.
I was trying to plant the message in your head, but didn't work. That's okay.
Grubhub. Sponsor me, Grubhub.
I'm actually full, so.
Yeah, I'm so full. It's actually hard to even sip on anything right now, almost. Like my body is like... But
I feel you.
You had a salad and a smoothie.
Yeah.
But you also did cardio
it wasn't
today.
Too crazy of a day, eating wise.
No.
For me. So outside of like
healthy
30 plus pieces of sushi, but otherwise, yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
A very boring, straightforward weekend. Just eating food, working out, hanging out, playing games, watching TV.
Yeah. It's only Saturday, so.
Yeah. Saturday night and sorry, whatever your breath you just went, it made me want to yawn.
What?
Didn't you were like,
oh, maybe.
I was like,
no, I want to yawn.
Nope, no. But it's only 7:30, so technically we stayed up until like 1:00 last night, something like that.
Was it?
It was pretty late.
I thought maybe like midnight.
Excuse me. Your eyes are all glossy. Are you crying? What are you thinking
I
about?
always do when I yawn. It makes me cry.
Oh.
The tear muscles in here release. They relax and they let the tears out.
Are you sure you just didn't think of something sad all of a sudden?
Thought about how I yawned at 7 on a Saturday night. That's sad.
More shots. What was sad though, we were watching the Chris Benoit Vice documentary, And I think you were starting to doze off towards the end there. I don't know how many like episodes there were of that because I think you had that on the other day, maybe.
There are two, and I
Two.
started to doze off at the beginning of the second part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was I think like when they were talking about I can't remember if it was talking I don't think it was the Eddie guy, but when they were talking about Chris like after like the son getting all sad and worked up, I was like super sad, but I'm also hormonal. I was kind of like
It was sad
it
though.
was kind of yeah.
It is sad. Yeah. I grew up a huge fan of professional wrestling.
Yeah.
Huge, big time. And Chris Benoit was awesome. Loved him as a wrestler.
He always seemed like a bland one I mean, it's hard for me to really remember a lot of it. We watched a ton of that too. I know like he stuck out and he's easy to remember because of what happened. But him as a wrestler, I always just thought he was very bland. Just Chris Benoit. Like he didn't have like a thing, you know, it was just like.
And I agree. They didn't really feature him as a talker or a personality like The Rock or Stone Cold or something. But I think his greatness was that he didn't need that because his skill was so great that it really did just propel him to the point where he just didn't need the personality.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Wow. That's an obscure.
Sorry, I was just trying to think of all of the random ones that I remember.
He did the Worm, but
and the Undertaker.
Yep, those are two very different edges of the spectrum.
Eddie Guerrero. I remember him too, though. And
yeah, that was sad. I mean, they had to
that
incorporate that into that documentary.
But why though? Were they actually like really good friends? And that's I didn't quite understand that. Like they probably could have just talked. Or was that what drove Chris Benoit into like depression and killing his family?
It happened, I think Eddie died the year before.
Yeah.
So I think because they had the Eddie's wife talking about how sad Chris was and how they talked about how they gave him a journal to write in to Eddie, like he must have been a pretty big deal in his life, and maybe because they were so close, it was something for them to focus on.
Yeah, incorporated details. Because, like, why would he have a journal otherwise than to write about his friend and find out that he was feeling a little depressed and stuff? Makes sense.
But also, nope, lost it.
Yeah. Vince McMahon, like, that was funny, too. And it's interesting how they talked about... Because when I remember on the news, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
Just that maybe they also brought him in because, like Chris Jericho said at one point, like
Chris Jericho.
Yeah, one person dies and they're glorified. The other person dies and they're removed from wrestling history, pretty much. But
it's funny because it
was different,
right?
How they died. But.
Wait, didn't he overdose though? Was that like a heart disease?
I think
is what they called it.
Yeah, I didn't really grasp that, but
they said he was clean. They didn't make it sound like he was on anything that but maybe that was part of the whole, like, getting his family to participate in the thing is like, you can't say he overdosed because we don't want to end up like these people, like his heart disease. I don't know. Yeah,
but they would have had to release that probably in an autopsy that people would maybe have access to. But yeah, I wondered that because the nephew was talking about how Eddie was saying things that were like he would just fall asleep randomly in the middle of talking and stuff.
Sounded like he had some what's that called, the CTE?
Yeah, maybe
some of that. But they said that what's his face had that real bad, right?
Yeah. And that's kind of when I snapped back into it. I think it was when like the author of that book was talking about how he did it.
Aaron Hernandez.
With the duct tape and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Because then you started asking questions and he was trying to explain how he killed them, which is like my favorite part. Like, I like to hear the gory stuff, and you were just like, and I was like, I'm trying to hear how he killed them. But yeah, he was saying that he restrained his wife with like duct tape or something, which is crazy because like... You can only really restrain someone with duct tape if you've got control of their body and to like a chair or something. But then the lady talking about how she like, in the back, like cracked her back or like broke her spine with his knee or something. I don't know. It's crazy.
And also to have, what did they say, like 10 times the natural amount of testosterone going through him.
Yeah.
That dude was like a human meat shield. And that's what I'm talking about.
Shield,
Do you want? Yeah. Do you want to know why I've always wanted those sick lat muscles that like connect my face to my shoulders?
So gross.
That's because I grew up idolizing people who are loaded on steroids, like Chris Benoit. I thought,
you could do
man,
steroids
that dude's
if
a
you
monster.
want.
He looks like if a hockey player just took every steroid ever.
That was interesting too to hear about because I was only ever aware, and I know that they changed the name at one. It was like WWE, right? And then they changed it to WWF.
Other way around.
WWF, WWE. Was there something else like the WCW? Is that what they were calling it?
The World Championship Wrestling, that was owned by Ted Turner, and it was on a different channel.
Okay.
They would also do wrestling on Monday nights, and they competed. That's where like Goldberg and Hollywood Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I was going to say, because I didn't even realize that Chris Benoit, it's funny because they were saying how he was on that.
Yeah.
And then moved to the other one. And then he was like all, just because he wasn't big enough. But then you look at him and he's like huge. So how big are these other guys? Like, holy crap.
7 feet. That's what they're saying. Like the Undertaker, I think, is 7'2".
He was scary. He always scared me I feel like a child. I was like, ooh, I would not want to.
Great persona.
Like see that person in real life.
Yeah.
In those, like in that, like you have to fight them. I would be like, probably, yeah.
Yeah, all of those guys are monsters, but yeah.
Chris
but
Jericho,
even
though.
then, like WCW, Rey Mysterio was in WCW before he came over, and like he had a big name because he was doing flips and flying around, and I don't know.
I remember him too. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
He killed somebody.
Oh.
In a wrestling match.
Oh. Yeah. An accident?
He did his finishing move and it killed the guy.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Crazy. Did
he go to jail or did they just,
nope.
they were like it was
an
accident?
I think he's still wrestling. Maybe he's not. But he's wrestling in Mexico and his move is called the 619 and like whatever. Essentially like, you know how the ring is structured, right? There's the low rope, middle rope, upper rope, 3 ropes along.
Would he launch himself?
He would have it so like he would trip somebody, so then their arms and their head were like hanging over the middle rope, and he would swing, like run, and then grab the top rope and the middle rope and swing his body and like
kick him right in the face.
Kick him in the face, and then they'd like jump back and apparently
probably snap someo's neck.
I think so. Yeah, kicked him.
I'm gonna look this up real quick.
I don't know if that killed him right away or what, but yeah, pretty crazy. That wasn't long ago.
Oh, look, the first thing you type, Rey Mysterio.
Nice. That's how you know.
Oscar Gutierrez, 1974. He's not even that old, really. 1974.
Oh, wow. That's Ray's name? Oscar Gutierrez? Gutierrez.
Perro Aguayo Jr. incident. I'm assuming that's 2015. Mysterio partnered with Extreme Tiger in a match against the tag team of Perro Aguayo Jr. and Manic.
2015.
Scored the winning pin on Manic while all involved were unaware that Aguayo was dead rather than just knocked out. Oh, wow. So he just like, following a drop kicked him to the middle of the rope. Sounds like his move. Actually, it says that the drop kick and then he attempted the 619 on Aguayo and Manic but did not connect. And he was rushed to the hospital. Doctors attempted to revive him and he was dead. That was in 2015.
Yeah, I guess.
Not long ago.
Longer ago than I thought, but also, not long ago.
Wow.
Crazy. So it died on impact of a drop kick, but not the...
No, not the finishing move. He was already dead at that point, though.
But how would that... I don't know. I don't even really know, really.
That's crazy.
Wow.
And this is that guy that was on the Chavo.
Yeah. Chavo
Guerrero. Was he related to Eddie Guerrero? No.
It's his nephew.
Oh, that is his nephew. Oh, okay. I know. See, is he a wrestler?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I remember him. Not very memorable.
It was a tough one because he came in like, from what I remember, Eddie was already kind of like super famous. So people were like, yeah, I don't know. I think Chavo just lost a lot. Like he was picked to lose quite a bit early on. So
that's fair. He's on Glow. That's that Netflix show with the...
Oh.
That's funny. He's like a star on that, apparently.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I saw the first season of that.
Did you really? I never watched that. Was it good?
It was okay.
When did you watch that? How long has that been out? Was that when we were together?
Probably. But maybe not living together.
Yeah. That'll do it.
That will do it.
That's funny.
Yep.
While we're doing this, I'm very disturbed that Jude is choosing to lay in our bedroom, so I can't watch her in the living room.
Well, she doesn't like the Furbo either.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. What else
Yeah.
have I written here?
Nice.
What? Oh, this is funny. So the other day, randomly, I don't know how this popped into my head, but it's that song. It was just like, I remember the beat, like, dun, 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 dun.
Did you?
Dun, dun. Yeah, I added it. Yeah, it's
Did
on.
you look though, or like?
I looked it
are
up.
you sure that's the one?
Yeah.
I was right.
Yeah, that is right,
Wow,
and you knew
cool.
that. There's, that song. Welcome to Atlanta, right?
Yeah.
By something.
Ludacris and Jermaine Dupri.
Yes. So there's like a breakdown. Like at one point, the beat kind of like switches up. It's like do 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 do, and then it do 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 do, and then they go yo 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 yo, and then they go back into like the chorus or like another verse or whatever. And I played it the other day. I want to say it was probably yesterday, but maybe it was even this morning or last night when I was laying in bed. I looked it up just because, and I was right. That's weird. A lot of songs, they say yo, and you just figured it out.
Yeah, I mean, I think you were just like yo 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 yo, and
I was
like,
picturing that part.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Yo 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 yo.
But that's the thing. It's not just like one. It doesn't sound like one person going yo 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 yo. It's like there's different. Like he does it in different. It's like yo 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 yo. And yeah, I don't know. You figured it out though.
I just felt it. I knew my Jermaine Dupri. I wish we could listen to that.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I could pull it up on my phone, but I don't know how much it's gonna. Okay.
It's Welcome to Atlanta.
I know. I tagged that on Instagram just because I couldn't think of anything else. And
You tagged it on Instagram?
didn't tag. I hashtagged on one of our things.
That could be the name of this episode.
Welcome to Atlanta.
Yeah. Man, rap videos used to always start off with some extra. It should be before that.
What a good song.
Yeah. All of the yos would have been already happened.
I wish I could remember what part they do it. Should I just keep playing it until they?
Beginning.
No, it's not.
No, it is.
No, I listened to the very beginning before, and they didn't say they didn't do that part.
Okay, it's before the chorus. It's been a long time since I've listened to it.
Dun, 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 dun.
Man, was that? Yeah, it was, because that was on Word of Mouth. So he had the large afro still. Missed that. But he, I think he made the right choice with the fade. He looks a lot more professional.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what I mean by that, but yeah.
This part.
Jermaine.
Yeah, that's exactly that. Somehow just randomly popped into my head the other day, and like that. Like what? That's such an obscure, just like yo 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 yo.
Rewind that just to the yo 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 yo.
Yeah, like every day. It's about to come up here.
Nice. Big paper like pancakes, stacking them up. Cadillac in the truck. I can't lose with 22s. That's what's up.
Yo, 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 yo.
Nice. Very good.
So good.
Yeah. Yeah. That album, I mean, I'm not going to try not to go off on a tangent here, but that was like back when there was more than one good song on a CD.
Mm-hmm.
Because that one in particular had like area codes.
Oh, yeah.
It had
I've
Move.
got hose.
And yeah. Heavy hitters. Cold
Mhm.
Outside. That wasn't a hit, but I liked it.
I was just picturing the Christmas song.
I'm going to be missing some, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. That's a good one, though.
Yep, I'm glad I remembered it. And that song will be again stuck in my head probably for the rest of the evening.
I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. But yeah, we read each other's minds. You just know things. I figure things out, like being sleepy, talking about certain things, and agreeing to not watch Tiger King together.
Yeah. No interest.
Really sick of that, actually. Everyone at work talks about it. They keep referencing it. All of my 50 friends on Facebook all post stuff about it. And it's like, please just stop. It's not that interesting.
Yeah, it's not for us, but that's
Right.
okay. We don't know if it's
No,
that interesting or
It's
not.
not okay. Stop posting things about it.
We only gave it 30
minutes
minutes.
of the first episode. If that.
Yeah.
But I think we put that on as a background to something. I feel like we were doing something that day or something.
We could have been.
You were working on school. What was it? Were we killing time until we did something? Or
It could be. I could have been working on school.
it was definitely school, I think. Because
I was paying attention, though.
sounds like you weren't really working on school then.
Yeah, probably not. But I may have had it open, but I was watching the show. I just thought, why are we watching the show? I think you stopped to take a shower or work out.
Yeah.
And then I was like, well, I don't need to keep watching this.
Yeah.
Time to put on something businessy
Or school related.
or school related.
What was it called? Miss Every's
Yeah,
Boys?
Miss Evers.
Miss Ever?
Yeah.
EVER? Ever?
Yes.
Miss Ever's
Miss Evers.
Boys.
EVERS is her name. Yep. Nice. Yep. So I had to watch this movie for class called Miss Evers Boys, which is available on YouTube, and it is about the Tuskegee
It sounded like
research
a
experiments.
very interesting movie. I think
It
if
wasn't
they made
bad for 2 hours of movie. I was okay with it, and terrible quality being on YouTube,
Right.
but yeah.
the
I liked
plot of it, and you can talk about it in just a second here. It sounded like if it were to be remade, in this day and age, if they were to go back and some good producer or writer created the movie again, but put a horror twist on it, would probably be really
Wow.
good. Kind of like Candyman. They're making a new one. I just watched that the other day.
That's a
So
good idea, actually. I don't like horror movies, but it would make a good horror movie
Even
because
suspense,
the
just
normal documentary style is kind of horrific. It is horrific, but yeah, I don't know when that movie came out, but it has
I'm gonna
Lawrence
look it up.
Fishburne and a few other pretty
really
well-known.
this
yeah,
this one.
Yeah,
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
a few other pretty well-known actors and actresses, but
That's funny. I was going to look it up and I started typing it how I
Nice.
wrote it down. I was
Yeah.
like, dang it.
yeah. So essentially, this is
1997.
wow,
Made for
same-
television war drama.
Same year as the sweatshirt.
Wow.
Wow, Miss Evers Boys in the hoodie.
Oh, it was originally a 1992 stage play.
Oh,
And then they
Well,
turned it into a movie.
yeah.
Maybe it probably just looked old because of the quality on
I'm
YouTube.
sure,
It's-
and I mean, a movie from the 90s, hard to, yeah. Well, yeah, it was the poor quality on YouTube, but I think it takes place in the 30s. Is
1932 to 1972.
okay. Wait, the experiments lasted that long? Or that was like the end? Maybe that was when she was in court.
Film tells the story of the Tuskegee experiment, U.S. federal government's secret medical experiment on poor African American men in the years 1932 to 1972. Yeah.
Wow.
Untreated syphilis.
Yeah, pretty horrific. So, I mean, I've heard the name before, and I've heard about this study before, but the movie really goes into a good amount of detail about what specifically it looked like at that time and the people they were targeting to do this unethical study on. But essentially the U.S. government was like, we think that black people are more prone to syphilis than white people are, so we want to study that. And they picked this Macomb County in, I think, Alabama, where it's primarily field workers and unfortunately people from lower socioeconomic statuses and primarily black rural area, and they have an all-black hospital there. So they sent a white doctor in to meet with I don't know if the doctor in the hospital was like a one running everything, but anyway, they got somebody on board from the hospital with the government, and the government was saying, we want to give them treatment and measure treatment. So they started giving people treatment in the area, and then the government was like, we're pulling funding for this, but we will fund you if you'll conduct this experiment, essentially giving people syphilis, injecting them with syphilis, and then telling them that they're being treated, but giving them placebos.
Wow.
To see if they die at the same rate that white people would die having syphilis. And they based it on some study that happened in Sweden in like the late 1800s, and that was before they had treatment. So it started off as unethical, but the people who worked in the hospital were essentially like, if we prove them wrong, then the government and everyone else will have to know and respect that the color of your skin doesn't change your genetic makeup. Like, people aren't inferior or more prone to viruses because they're a color. So they're like, if we do this, it's hurting these people, but we can prove scientifically that we're not different from white people. So they had they had a major reason, and I guess a socially justice-filled approach to why they wanted to conduct the study. But at the same time, the study was so unethical because they were essentially just killing people to prove that they don't die faster than white people who have the same disease. So,
but really and weird. They were awarded like $37,000.
The ones who
that's
lived.
That's it. Yeah.
$37,500.
That's crazy.
And there were like 120 people lived out of 412 who started the program, which is nuts. And I mean, that's like people losing their ability to walk, their eyesight.
It's crazy.
And
that's all that's real. This happened, right? This was a thing, right? Yeah, that's crazy.
And penicillin came out in like the late 30s or early 40s, and that's an effective treatment, but they would tell the patients that they couldn't have it. So
wow.
Yeah, it's super messed up. But
this is totally similar topic, off topic. Like I said, I've been watching the old seasons of American Horror Story. Just so happened to watch all of season 2 last night, but it's around the same time frame, like 1960-ish. And obviously this is all made up, but like the evil doctor guy was like turning people into like zombie looking things in case we were ever bombed. And he's like, these are creatures, they can live, blah, blah, blah. But he mentioned like syphilis and something that was like being injected into them or something weird. So weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's awful.
They just took advantage of a bunch of people. And,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that I don't think people can do that these days. Unless you're just really
things
messed
used to be
up.
so unethical. Like psychiatrists would do lobotomies.
Oh yeah,
Come on.
that's like the same. Yeah, the same season American Horror Story doing like the.
Yeah,
but
if
I
we
mean, they're
drill
aimed
into
to-
your eye and poke your brain, then you'll
Yeah.
be all good.
Let me just poke your brain.
Yeah, let me shake things up in there. They would essentially just mash the brain up, and yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, things have changed significantly.
And that's why we've got this coronavirus now, because we have evolved and been able to cure and help so many people that the earth now is like,
Cool.
we can't handle all of you anymore. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I mean, that's not my take on it. It sucks when anyone dies, but it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I feel
Science.
like the ethical stuff, those changes happen like through wartime. It's like mustard gas was very common in World War One, and they're like, this is way too nasty.
Yeah.
So let's stop using that. And then there was stuff like napalm that came out in Vietnam, and they're like, nope, that's not cool.
Can't do
Can't do that. It's like, oh yeah, we really shouldn't treat people like
nuclear warfare now, but that's always on the table.
Yeah.
I feel like we just threaten other countries with nuclear warfare. But that's kind of interesting too when you think about this is like a whole can of worms, all of it. But like how in like probably what was like 1950s, 60s when kids were pretending to hide under their desks like they were prepared in case we were
Yeah.
ever like nuked.
Yep.
Crazy.
Yeah, duck and cover.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
But these days now they just teach the kids how to hide from shooters in their
Yeah.
own country, you know?
Yep. Yeah, it's discomforting, but
Very
at least
depressing.
everybody's homeschooled right now, so
Yeah, that's fair.
it removes some of the risk.
Yeah. Everyone's out buying guns and no one's shooting each other. So,
Maybe,
well, it's statistically, who knows, but
yeah, not us.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody else does, but not us.
not me. Gotta think of something good to end this episode on. We definitely don't want to talk about gun people. Did you hear back from your friend?
Nope.
Oh, okay. I feel better
Well,
then at
maybe.
least.
I don't know. I have
Oh.
2 messages. So.
I was gonna say I'd feel bad if he hit us up like right before and then we just
No, I checked.
okay.
I checked.
So our dog is really like stupid smart, and she knows we give her toothbrushes, which are like these dental bone things, like rawhides. And then we call those toothbrushes because they clean her teeth. But then we also give her like the bison bones, beef marrow stuff. And she knows now that those are in the freezer, and I can say bone, or even she'll just go sit in front of the freezer and stare at it and like demand for it.
Yeah, she was crying.
She was crying
really hard.
for it.
Yeah.
But she like we'll pop a bag out of the freezer and it's almost like she's keeping track of how many there are in there. Like she knows that there are more.
I guess so.
You know?
Apparently she does. Yeah, we were just sitting there. We finished eating and still hanging out, and we hear a little faint crying coming from the kitchen, and the door to go out to the backyard is through the kitchen. So sometimes, I mean, that signal to me means I got to use the bathroom ASAP. So I was like, okay. I came out there, and she just walked up to the freezer and stood in front of it, looking at me and looking at the freezer. I'm like, well,
Not
you
right
gotta wait
now.
until it's dark.
That's-
and it is dark now.
Yeah,
so.
so she'll get one. And it's funny, I feel like it's if she eats it during the day when it's still sunny out, she goes through it quicker and she'll just kind of like give up faster.
Mhm.
Whereas I feel like if we give her the bones at night, she'll spend a good amount of time chewing on it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
I
true
don't
or
know
not. It just
either.
seems like she's more
Occupied.
tired, slower. Yeah, exactly.
She likes it.
Yeah, what a good
Yeah.
ham.
She has a good ham. It was nice being able to sit in the sun today, B.
Oh, that was really nice.
A little bit.
I think I got a little bit of color, a little bit of tan.
Probably. I mean, we
But
were
you're-
out there for a little while.
Glowing white.
Yeah.
You'll be glowing white probably forever.
It'll change, but I mean, yeah, probably. Also, I don't need to be tan for any reason.
Same. That's what I said last year during the summer was like, I'm only sitting outside every day for like an hour to get a tan because we're getting married. And like, I promise I won't do this again. I'll wear sunscreen. So.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when we were sitting out there today. Should have put on sunscreen.
Walking around in your underwear doing cartwheels and stuff. That was fun.
Well, I mean, what else am I going to do?
Sit in the baby pool again, full of water in your underwear.
Yeah, if it's still warm tomorrow, maybe I will. Very good. What are we doing now then?
Video games, and I'll finish watching a whole season of American Horror Story in one night as I do.
I'm not mad at that. I will play video games. Believe me.
Sounds fun. I'll just chill.
Okay. Should we do that now?
Yeah, of course.
Should we break?
Yeah, break.
Break. This is episode 29, guys. We're
29. That's how old I am. It's the our golden podcast episode.
Wow. I guess that could be the title. The golden episode.
Podcast.
But then people are going to be like, what's golden about that?
Golden showers?
No. No. Yeah, what yeah. It's either that
goose.
it's either the golden episode or it's going to be Welcome to Atlanta. But we'll figure it out.
So technically on Instagram I was posting about the podcast. I had to catch up, so I posted all 3 screenshots of like the episode last night, and I hashtagged one of them Welcome to Atlanta because of the yo-yo part.
Nice.
It has nothing to do with that episode, but I don't know. It was in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, people don't care really anyway. Or follow or look at us, so
yeah,
it's all good.
Look at that.
Yep.
I wrote that as you were farting right before we started the episode.
All right, well.
On that note.
Should have ended it a couple minutes ago, but instead we'll end it now. So, thanks. Episode 29. See ya 4:30.
Day.